Hey everybody, my name is Sean. I like video games sometimes, and today I want to talk to you about WASD. They were kind enough to give me a press pass and to their show in the Tobacco Dock. Great venue, by the way. And I got to play some pretty cool games and got to talk to some really cool people. So, yeah, without further ado, let's see what happened. How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean, and I'm here with Matt from
Quali, that's the one, yeah.
We just played Death by the Blade, and it is fantastic. What is the elevator pitch for Death by the Blade?
Yeah, so the elevator pitch for Die by the Blade, it's a 1v1 fighting game. There's a bit of a twist. There's a one-hit kill system, so if you execute a combo, you can kill your opponent in just one hit.
Nice. What would you say would be the inspirations for Death by the Blade?
Yeah, so games for inspiration are probably Bushido Blades, came out about 20 years ago on PlayStation 1. Some of the older fans might know that. Also For Honor as well was a good inspiration because it's got like a higher, middle and lower tier stance system.
It's really fun. As someone who doesn't really go for fighting games, it's just, I love how tactical it is.
Yeah, definitely. And like we said earlier, you were enjoying the taunting in the game. You said it makes it really good. So holding that blade out, teasing your opponent to come in, and then sort of striking them down.
Every game is made better by a taunt bomb.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what other game are you showing here?
So the other game we've got here is a first-person shooter called Scathe. It's a bullet hell, so it's a lot of people have seen it and it looks a bit like Doom, but it's not Doom because it's a bullet hell. So the projectiles move really slowly. You can dash, you can dodge. Yeah, there's a lot of carnage, a lot of blood and gore as well.
And when can we expect to see Death by the Blade
and Scathe as well? Yeah, so Die by the Blade, we're looking towards the end of the year, around about October, but there's no set date. Production, it might go quick, it might come earlier, it might come a little bit later. Same with Scathe, we're looking a little bit more later in the summer, so maybe sort of July, August time.
Matt, thank you so much for your time.
No problem at all.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean, and I'm here with
Cole Jeffries. I'm lead developer on Shadows of Doubt, a stealth detective game.
just got to see a bit of Shadows of Doubt. It looks fantastic, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. So what is the elevator pitch to Shadows of Doubt?
I'd go for it's an open world detective stealth game set in a procedurally generated living city. So the basic idea is that we have a city complete with citizens who go around kind of living out their daily lives. They've each got jobs and interests and things they like doing, and they'll just live out their lives. And within that population is a serial killer which the player is trying to track down. And it's completely open. The player can do whatever they like to try and catch them. But yeah, it's essentially a stealth detective game where the player has a lot of agency and they can explore and they can solve the case however they like.
That is wild. The fact of, I love the idea of having a stealth game that replayability of being able to pick to have multiple essentially universes. So cool.
Yeah. So you can the cities are seed based, so they're all generated by the computer. But the random seed will ensure you can play the same city twice, or you can play the same city as your friend. You just have to share like a small code. But yeah, each city has like a unique population, a unique kind of layout, unique locations that you can end up exploring. So yes.
And just the setting, was there any with the setting? Was there shit?
Sorry.
What was the question I was going to ask? Well, I can't even think of the word. I know the word, but I can't think of it. Inspired, that's it. So, is there any inspiration for the visuals and the art style to the game?
Oh yeah, loads. So yeah, like Blade Runner is obviously quite a big one with like kind of the kind of cyberpunk and that kind of like purpley cinematic kind of color palette. Lots of like neon, but also very dark and lots of rain. So that's quite an obvious one. But like all sorts of kind of film noir as well, like kind of the more classic stuff. Like The Third Man with these heavy shadows. What else? There's maybe like Terry Gilliam's Brazil. Like it's not really film noir or anything, but it's a little bit quirky here and there as well, and it's kind of got the dystopia. So yeah, kind of a mixture of like really old school film noir and like more like kind of sci-fi. It's kind of a mishmash of both of those.
That's good.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean. I'm here with Mason from.
So I was hired by Devolver Digital to help around and be a brand ambassador for some of the games you have here.
Cool. So, playing Cult of the Lamb, it is fantastic. What is the pitch for what is Cult of the Lamb?
So Cult of the Lamb is a kind of like a roguelike type of game. It's got this like super cute type of visuals, and you basically play as a sacrificial lamb, and then you get sacrificed by a cult, and when you get to the afterlife you are possessed by a demon, and the demon gives you a chance to go back to life, and you have to create a cult for the demon. And these are the premises of the game. It's a lot of fun to play, really cool gameplay. You can just go around gaining followers, slaying things. You have different weapons, different moves, long range weapons as well, and it's a lot of fun to play. And there's also like some strategy elements as well, where you have to like build up your outpost, where you have to build up. You can cook for your followers. You can make sure they're happy, they eat, and they pray as well. There's also a tarot that gives you like random boosts. Like you can get like a double experience, or like 1.2x in terms of the damage you do, and all sort of stuff. So it's a really cool game. It's been very popular.
Just the art style as well is just fantastic.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Yeah.
Mason, thank you so much for your time.
No worries, pleasure.
What's good, everybody? My name is Sean, and I'm here with James from
Team 17.
Team 17.
Yes.
Team 17. Sorry. I'm here to just play Marauders. Fantastic. What is if you had to pitch Marauders to someone? What would the pitch be?
Oh man, so you want the elevator pitch? So essentially it's a hardcore extraction shooter where you kind of got to go in, loot what you can, steal what you can, and get out before someone pretty much kills you. And the idea is you get more and more loot as you get better. You can start being a bit more aggressive, find those really good points to loot, and just get on the leaderboard and become the best space pirate, I guess, is the way of looking at it.
Space pirate.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's how we've been saying it. So.
So how many players?
So at the moment it's 16 players PvP, but it's a PvPvE game. 16 real players in a match, but there's AI walking around in ships. They really hurt, so they're going to be hunting you down and trying to get as much loot as they can. Keep an eye out for them.
Not so bad. Also, one thing I absolutely love about the game is the ship.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just where did that idea come from? Because it's so cool to like just be able to walk around your ship at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, so the idea that you can breach other ships, we wanted to make sure that the ship has like potential for firefighting. Like we didn't want it to just be a one room with a cockpit. We want you to be able to like have vertical combat, hear sounds from the other side of the ship, be able to like listen in, lean around corners. So it all kind of circles around this diesel punk style that we've gone for. So it's World War I never finishes, and now we're in the 90s. So it's that kind of style, and we're in space. So the diesel punks come in. And the ships it really looks really cool on the ships, like the style of them because of it. So
And when can we expect to play
so we're working towards an early access sometime this year.
Nice.
So it's currently in alpha still. It looks really sweet for an alpha, I think. Anyway. So it's early access sometime this year, but we're just going to keep working on it from there on. That's all I can say.
Jamie, thank you so much.
No worries. Pleasure to meet you.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean, and I'm here with James from Ico, and you're about to show me a game called
The Bad Karmas and the Curse of the Zodiac. It's on a system called Taburu, made by Explored. It's a digital, physical crossover game, and is kind of an indication of how you can use technology to build a boss battle game, and a few other games that I know the Taburu team are working on. So it's a great view into how to mix the technology into a modern board game.
Nice. And can you give us a demonstration?
Of course, yeah, for sure. Cool, so this is the Backhammers, based on Taburu. First of all, Taburu itself is this chipset here, and then the board underneath, they refer to it as a Taburu console. So essentially it has an RFID reader under the board. Each of the miniatures on the board has an RFID chip in it, and the game is sensing where the characters are positioned, and that then tells you what you can do. So the whole premise of the Backhammers, or at least one of the strengths that I find, is there's no rule book to read before you get set up. There's no manual, there's no deck of cards to shuffle and check and then know what you can do. It removes all of that in the game itself and tells you what you can do. So I hope you can pick it up on screen, but right now we're in the middle of a game and it's Fernando the Demolisher's turn. So he's a melee character, so predominantly his abilities, you need to be right by the boss, and all of his abilities that are available are grayed out for the most part. They're the ones that you can't do yet. So first of all, I need to move closer to the boss in order to do it. He has a movement value of 2. I'm going to try and move here. This terrain might block me though, so the system's going to tell me on the iPad if I can't do this or not. So I'm going to try and move him. Okay, it's successfully done it because the movement has taken place. And now one of the cool things is the LED ring on the boss allows the game to automatically determine what's available to do. So typically you'd have to just know that you had exposed the boss last time so you can push him. The LED ring where it's showing yellow means any attack from this side that has the keyword shove is going to work, and you can see the game is directing you with the flashing light. I hope it's showing up. With the flashing light means that it is available to do. At any time you can check all of the instructions, all of the keywords available. It gives you the definitions that are in game. And then because, as I said, it's physical and digital, it uses a smart dice which is connected to the board, and just like a real dice, you can roll it. And as long as you roll high and do everything you need, it's going to calculate everything you want. Luckily, we set it up with the shove keyword anyway, so it's going to calculate all of the damage. And on the iPad, it's shown that the boss has been pushed into the terrain, which is going to break the pillar, so you remove that from the board. And you move the boss to the spot that it's been pushed to, and it's going to do all of the status updates, hold all of the information that it needs to. So any debuffs, any buffs, any dice roll modifiers, all of that is handled by the game, from knowing where the characters were, what you rolled, where the boss was, the direction, and all of that. So then it's going to continue, and now the boss of Ares is going to have his turn. Because he got pushed into a big pillar, now he's taken a lot of damage at the back, and that means we can hit him with a critical ability and deal more damage on our next turn. It's asked us to update the map, which means just making sure that Ares is in the correct position and all of the terrain is in the right space. And now Ares has his turn. This is one of the cool things about the game being digital, is it can keep track of your kind of achievements through the game. So because we shoved the boss, that's one of Fernando's goals for the game, to unlock a new ability. Next turn we're going to have that ability available so that we can use that, and there's these hidden unlocks throughout the game that you can kind of determine and see as you're going through and level up your character throughout the game. So now it's Ares' turn. It's a co-op game based around the AI playing the boss. So the boss will play differently every time you play if you do different things. So he has a pool of different abilities that he can do, and if you're all crushed around him, for instance, he's going to deal a lot of damage in a zone. If you're far away, he's going to charge you. So like, I've had games where they've played totally differently. The game itself has some hidden mechanics, like it's an RPG basic, but if you're on the lava, you're going to take damage. I've had games where he's charged characters into the lava and never let you get out. So it's a very interesting way of kind of like having unique fights. And that's the thing about the Backhammers and the Curse of the Zodiac, is there's 13 total bosses throughout the game. When the Kickstarter, the Saga level has been funded, that's the top tier for all 13 bosses. This one we have as well as an example is Gemini. Totally different play style on Gemini. As you can see, they have 2 heads, so that means 2 health bars. That means 2 different ways of playing. And Gemini plays a totally different play style, where Ares wants to charge you, Gemini wants to run away and guide you into his lightning pillars. So if you're standing near one of these at the end of a turn, they set out electric shocks, they deal damage, AoE, and again, it's just all calculated on Taburu and controls the game. So it takes so much of the heavy lifting of knowing about a board game and knowing all of the rules and just takes that away. And says,
so
okay,
cool.
you can set up and play in 5 minutes, and the whole boss fight takes about 60 minutes total.
Wicked. Just the. Boom. So, how many players is the Bad Karmas?
So the Bad Karmas is up to 4 players. You can play it individually at home. If you want to join from afar, there's also remote play available if you can't make it to a gaming session yourself. If you have your own Taburu, you can use your own phone. You can play up to 4 devices or with 1 device in hot seat. So you can just join a lobby from afar. We've had people play between Canada and Italy playing in 1 session. And one of the other cool things is the game handles all the information and keeps it, so you can resume a game that was in progress that you had to stop just immediately. So say something comes up and we have to leave the table and we're going to play tomorrow, everybody just joins in again, you hit resume, it's going to remember every single thing. So within the same amount of time, seconds, you're back to playing the game again.
Oh, that's really cool. And it's on Kickstarter?
Yeah, so the Bad Karmas and the Curse of the Zodiac is available on Kickstarter. There's a few pledge levels. One is the Taburu system on its own. You have then the first volume with Taburu, all the way up to the Saga pledge where you get all 13 bosses. But the important thing about Taburu, which is the board underneath, it's going to be compatible with more games. And Explored have already announced a partnership with Vampire the Masquerade for a version of Vampire that takes advantage of Taburu, and also Sword and Sorcery for a parallel version of the original game, utilizing the technology. And I believe one of the things they confirmed is they're going to sell an upgrade kit. So if you already have the models for Sword and Sorcery, they'll have a way of adding the RFID chips to it so that you can use your existing models and play the game.
Thanks so much for your time.
Of course, thank you.
So yeah, there you have it. That was my experience with WASD this year. I was meant to do Instagram stories and TikTok and all that sort of stuff, but I think that's a testament to the show, is that I was kind of swept up in the moment. I just had fun playing games and talking to cool people, and I think I prefer that to making silly TikToks. Follow me on TikTok. Anyway, small little ending notes. Thank you for the press pass to the people at WASD. You didn't have to do it. I'm just some chancer, to be honest. Trying to make something of this. And yeah, it made my day. And to the people that gave interviews as well. You didn't have to do that. I'm not a big fish, but you did, and it's highly appreciated. So yeah, that is a wrap on that. If you want to shout at me, you can find me on Twitter at NerdzoidSean. If you want to shout at me some more, you can find me on Twitch Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I believe. No, I don't believe I know. I mean, you believe it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'll be back here next Thursday, hopefully, Premier Pro willing. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll chat to you later.